We all see the warnings, right? Smoking is dangerous. They're literally everywhere. And yet, for millions and millions of people, quitting feels, well, impossible. So what's really going on here? Today we're going to dig into the powerful science and the deep psychology behind one of the most stubborn addictions on the planet.
Let's just start with one number, 47%. Think about that. In Vietnam, that's how many men smoke. That number helps put the country in the top 15 for smoking worldwide. And, this isn't just some abstract statistic. It represents a massive global challenge.
So this creates a huge paradox, doesn't it? The health warnings are on every single pack, in every ad campaign. Everyone knows it's harmful, so why do people keep lighting up? To really understand, we have to look past the smoke and meet the chemical mastermind that's pulling all the strings.
To get to the bottom of this addiction, we first have to meet the mastermind behind it all, nicotine. The source material calls it the soul of the cigarette, and wow, for good reason. This one little chemical is the engine driving the entire habit.
The real power of nicotine is its speed. It is unbelievably fast. From just a single puff, it hits your brain in as little as 8 seconds. Think about that. That's faster than a lot of intravenous drugs. This incredible speed creates an immediate, powerful connection between the act of smoking and that feeling of reward. So what actually happens when nicotine hits the brain? Well, it basically hijacks our natural reward system. It floods it with a chemical you've probably heard of called dopamine. This is the brain's feel-good signal. It's what gives you that sense of pleasure, sharpens your focus, and just melts away stress and anxiety, creating this temporary bubble of calm and even inspiration.
But, and this is a big but, that instant reward comes at a price. The brain learns very, very quickly to crave that feeling, turning what was a simple chemical reaction into a powerful and seemingly unbreakable cycle.
You see, our brains are built to adapt. They get used to this new, easy source of dopamine, and that creates tolerance. Pretty soon, one cigarette just doesn't give you that same buzz anymore. The brain starts demanding more nicotine, more often, just to feel normal. And this creates the two-sided coin of addiction. With nicotine in your system, you get the temporary highs, pleasure, calm, focus. But the moment it wears off, your brain, now deprived of what it's come to expect, plunges into the lows. We're talking irritability, anxiety, restlessness, just a deep, nagging discomfort. This is withdrawal.
The source material puts it perfectly with this line. Nicotine isn't a polite guest that leaves when you ask it to. When you try to kick it out, it slams the door, and all those negative feelings it was helping you avoid come rushing back, often even stronger than before. The only quick fix? Another cigarette, and the cycle just keeps going.
Okay, so we've got the brain chemistry totally working against the smoker. But addiction is so much more than just chemicals, right? It's also a huge psychological battle. If it were easy, why don't more people just quit through sheer willpower alone?
The statistics here are just startling. Only about 7% of people who try to quit smoking succeed in any given year. 7%. That's a lower success rate than for quitting alcohol, and it's even lower than for hard drugs like cocaine and opiates. That is a testament to just how tenacious this addiction truly is.
The source offers this really powerful analogy. Quitting smoking is like a painful breakup. Logically, you can know the relationship is toxic, that it's bad for you, but the emotional attachment, the comforting routine, and those deep-seated habits, man, those are incredibly difficult things to just let go of.
And to protect that habit, the mind starts playing tricks on itself. People rationalize. They'll tell themselves things like, oh, the harm is just a maybe, or it won't happen to me. They'll compare it to other risks in life, or the classic, just put it off and say, I'll deal with it later. It's all a psychological defense mechanism against a very difficult truth.
So, we've covered why it's so incredibly hard to quit, but that's really only half the story. To fully understand this whole thing, we need to go all the way back to the beginning. Why do people even start smoking in the first place?
Well, the source identifies two main paths. For teenagers, it's often about social identity. Fitting in, looking cool or tough, maybe rebelling a bit. But for adults who start, it's frequently a coping mechanism. They turn to cigarettes as a tool, really, to deal with stress, sadness, and the pressures of life. All because they're seeking that temporary relief nicotine promises. And of course, this decision has ripple effects. According to the source, a sobering 38% of non-smokers are negatively impacted by secondhand smoke. That's a huge number, and it proves the consequences extend far, far beyond the individual. This leaves us with a final and pretty complex question. When you understand the rapid brain hijacking, the painful withdrawal, and all those powerful psychological hooks, you have to ask yourself, where does personal choice end and where does a biological trap begin? That's what we wanted to dig into today. Thanks for watching.